Hello, welcome to episode 11 of Combat Achievements and Collection. This is going to be a special video featuring a clan bingo. So just before we get into that, in episode 10 I tackled the Abyssal Sire for the first time in the series and finished all of the tasks there, as well as getting 3 unsires during that task. Also did some of the tasks at the Gauntlet and Corrupted Gauntlet, as well as reviewing my collection log to this date, which sits at 619 out of 1,365. In this episode, as I said, I'll be visiting all parts of Collateral whilst participating in a clan bingo, so let's hope to see some big drops or funny feeling red messages in the chat box. I hope you enjoy. For the duration of the video, or more or less the entire of October, I had a clan event going on, which was a team bingo with a little twist. By the way, if you are looking for a clan to join, feel free to apply to Rebirth. We're a very social clan with some active members from all time zones. We do lots of PVM together, and some of our more skilled players are more than happy to teach noobs like me how to do raids and other endgame content. As I said, we're also very social, and if you just want a clan to hang out and talk in and don't really want to do much PVM, Rebirth is perfect for that as well. Everyone is very friendly and we love new members joining all the time. Add me in game, kick it off, and send me a message if you'd like more details on how to apply. Anyway, the bingo began with 25 tiles, all unknown to us other than the titles, which contain some clues. The tiles would involve either a skill, a boss, or another task, and have 3 sections, all of which we'd have to complete, or up to 3 sections I should say. So a tier 1 task, tier 2 and tier 3, some would have less than that. Completing those would award points, which we could then use to unlock more tiles on the board. Tier 3 would obviously be harder or take longer than tier 1, and we started by choosing 5 tiles and worked from there. And as I said, we would need 40 points to unlock another tile. I'll be referencing any content I do that is in relation to that bingo, which is most of the video, to be honest, and yet you'll see if I had some of the RNG that I had earlier in the series. At the end of the event, the team with the most points would win the biggest proportion of the prize pool. The bingo had a few rules to make sure no teams could fly ahead or cheat, and I'll just go through some of those basic ones now. Pretty obvious, no alting. Drops must be in the participant's name. Screenshots need a keyword and timestamp on them. No stacking of caskets beforehand, and drops may overlap and complete multiple tiers if multiple tiles are unlocked. There were 5 teams in the bingo, each with about 5 or 6 players. In my team, the Bodacious Beavers, it was myself, Scrig, Le Mont Blanc, Terrain, Dixwens, Shin and LeFou. We also had my good friend Smithy take part towards the end to fill in. Apologies for the bad pronunciation to any of my teammates there. I'd say we were quite a well-rounded team with a mixture of very skilled players and hard grinders, and for me I'm probably somewhere in between that now, but it's all good. Here is the bingo board. It's not the most amazing visual, but as you can see, so just the names of the tiles, so some of them giving clues, some of them not, and each one would have up to 3 tiers, so tier 1 10 points, tier 2 20 points, and tier 3 30 points. We had a discussion and decided to unlock the vertical middle row of tiles to begin with. It was these ones: Can You Tank, A New Buddy, Gold Diggers, Arachnophobia and Thornberry. I'll go through each of those individual tiles just now. Can You Tank relates to General Gradle, so tier 1 Bandos Boots, tier 2 Bandos Armor Piece, Chestplate or Tassets, and tier 3 was at Bandos Hilt. A New Buddy, that's the pet, so tier 1 1 in 1,000 or less pet, and tier 3, no tier 2 on this one, 1 in 2,000 or more pet. Next one, Gold Diggers, that's GP in drops, so tier 1 500ml in drops as a team, tier 2 750ml, and tier 3 1 bill. Arachnophobia relates to Arachnis, so tier 1 500 KC, tier 2 1000 KC, and tier 3 1500 KC as a team. And Thornberry relates to mining, so tier 1 2.5 mil XP, tier 2 5 mil XP, and tier 3 7.5 mil XP, also as a team. Here is our starting position. Then the actual bingo board we tracked on Excel and then put all screenshots in the channel on our Discord just to make sure we can verify everything. So yeah, as you can see, 0 out of 25 tiles completed, 5 unlocked, and 20 still to unlock. We could only see the names of the other tiles still, and weren't allowed to have a look at what the other teams had unlocked to try and get clues. On the opening day of the bingo, a good old friend LeFou immediately went to the Chompies and got himself a dupe Chompy chick, so that takes off the tier 1 for the New Buddy tile. Very busy day 2 for the Bodacious Beavers, a Bandos chestplate for Terrain. That was enough for tier 2 of the Can You Tank tile. That gave us enough points to unlock our next tile, which was going to be Big Thinking. So tier 1, a speedrun of the Hespori, tier 2, speedrun of Chambers of Xeric challenge modes, and tier 3 was a Zulrah speedrun. Our 5-star PVM at Le Mont Blanc absolutely destroyed those, completing the Hespori speed one first, followed by the Zulrah speedrun, and then the Chambers of Xeric speedrun as well. Tile complete. We then had enough points to unlock our next tile, which would be a colourful reward. So tier 1, a crystal weapon seed from the gauntlet or corrupted gauntlet, tier 2, crystal armor seed, and tier 3, enhanced crystal weapon seed. That's the end of the day. LeFou got himself a young left pet from the corrupted gauntlet, but unfortunately this didn't count towards the tile as it's only at a drop rate of 1 in 800, but big congratulations on that. We had enough points for 2 more tiles, and the next one would be longest 99, so tier 1 5mm Slayer XP, tier 2 7.5mm Slayer XP, and tier 3 10mm Slayer XP as a team. Just note, we used the Wise Old Man plugin and program to track a lot of the KC and XP, so yeah, highly recommend that if you're going to do something like this. We also unlocked Baby Steps, which was to have one person teach an inexperienced player a new boss. So first of all getting 10 KC, then 20 KC, then 30 KC, all from scratch. Our very helpful terrain taught Skrig how to do Zalcano, so going from 1 KC to 30 KC there, and finishing off the tile for us. Time to unlock another tile, and it was a Weird Dream, which is related to the Nightmare or Fasani's Nightmare, so Nightmare Staff, Inquisitor Piece, or an Orb for tier 1, 2 and 3. Bit of corrupted gauntlet for me in an attempt to fill out some of those tiles. That was 28 KC there, and 30 KC. In the meantime, a little bit of Slayer and got an Obsidian Cape at the Tizars. That was a new slot on the collection log, so it's still thinking about that. And the Obby Maul was to follow, so yeah, nice to tick off a couple of them there. Still need the Obby armor pieces, I think, but yeah, might get a few more of those tasks in this episode. In the meantime, a crystal weapon seed for Le Mont Blanc, which ticked off tier 1 of the colourful reward tile. At the end of day 4, this is how our board looked. So we've got the first 5 vertical tiles, and then we've unlocked 5 since then, and completed 2 with 15 tiles still to unlock. As you saw, there was a nightmare tile, so that meant time for a new boss for me to learn. Well, it's not exactly a new boss, I suppose, but it's actually the game's most recent boss, I suppose, added back in February 2020. It can be done in a team or solo, though if you are not doing it for Fasani's Nightmare, which is the harder version that was added a few months ago, it's barely worth soloing due to the kill times. It does drop some very expensive stuff, though, in the game, such as the Inquisitor armor pieces, Inquisitor mace, and magic orbs for the Nightmare Staff. That tile in the bingo required us to get a Nightmare Staff, armor piece, and an orb from the boss, and my teammates happily agreed to teach me one evening, and this is how it went.
Oh my god, I knew I'd get it. I got the jar.
So yeah, you can just hear me laughing at that drop, because I pretty much just predicted that. I'm like, if you're going to get one drop here, it's going to be the jar, isn't it? Apologies for the frame drops. There's something about this area where the nightmare is that my PC and client simply don't want to handle, so I'll have to find a way around that. It does do that with other areas in the game too, like Theatre of Blood and Chambers. So I really enjoyed learning this boss, actually. There's quite a lot of mechanics and did seem a bit overwhelming to begin with, but then again, most bosses are like that anyway. The main mechanic I'd say is attack switching, so on my side I need to prayer switch correctly, and it really does make you focus the entire time too, as hits off prayer are quite punishing most of the time, and you can easily get comboed out with the other attacks if you're not careful. And Nightmare can melee you if you're tanking, so have the highest offensive bonuses, and those attacks can be quite difficult to react to. You get, I think it's a couple of ticks less than to the range and mage one. There's 3 phases to the regular fight, and the HP doesn't seem to scale much based on team size, I don't think, or at least 1 to 5 anyway. It's a cool boss, partly thanks to that teamwork aspect, and I'm sure that's not what most people say though after they go 500 kills here without seeing a drop in their name. Of course, it was time to add that jar to our collection, joining the Abyssal Sire, and now the latest jar. So yeah, Kraken, Zulrah, Cerberus, Sire, Greatest Guardians, Hydra, Arachnophobia, Thermi, and now the Nightmare. Yeah, it looks okay in fairness. Back to the bingo, day 6 now, and a Bandos chestplate into a Bandos hilt for Shin. So that was tier 3 of the Can You Tank tile there. And then a lovely pair of Bandos tassets for me. A bit of money to the GP tile, although we don't actually need the tassets for the armor piece. Time to unlock 2 more tiles. The first one, a hot place. So tier 1, 6 fire capes. Tier 2, 12 fire capes. And tier 3, 3 infernal capes. The sniper, so to do with the Chambers of Xeric and Theatre of Blood. Tier 1, a Prayer Scroll or a Vernic Defender. Tier 2, an armor. And tier 3, a Mega Rare or a Theatre of Blood weapon. A bit more Corrupted Gauntlet, still hunting that perfect Corrupted Hunlift task too. It's I've been close on a few occasions, but not quite got it yet. And some Master Clue Scrolls, as always. And nothing too interesting. Deeks ends with some Bandos boots, and that finishes the Can You Tank tile for us. Took us quite a while to get that, actually. Quite a lot of General Grad KC, but the tile's done now. That helped us to another unlock, so the Surger, tier 1, 250 burnt or soaked pages, Wintertoe and Temporos here for reference. Tier 2, Tome of Fire or Water, and then tier 3, both tomes. Since we had a tile to do with it, I decided it was time to jump back into the Inferno after a few months. My first cape took 19 attempts, and 8 of those were Zuck fights as well, so probably should have taken less than that, but I'm not going to moan. It's definitely going to require some relearning to get that second cape and onto the high schools. Here, all was going well until wave 47 came along, which is Mage, Melee, Blob, and a couple of bats, so it can be a bit scary with a bad spawn. I started the wave quite well. Then moved back to the third east tile behind the pillar to kill the melee whilst keeping the blob west of the pillar until that fatal misclick under the melee started a catalogue of errors and ended my dreams of getting the second cape on the first try back. Wasn't surviving that one, but yeah, the idea was right there, but yeah, my execution was certainly wrong, and just a nice reminder of how brutal the Inferno can be, but we'll get that second cape. It might not be this month, but it will be eventually. Doing some solo raids in search of a prayer scroll or something for the tile. And this was probably one of the best arms I've done, but unfortunately did make a couple of mistakes which prevented me from completing the tasks. Pretty difficult, those ones actually. Probably pretty much got it solo without getting hit by any specials, and also there's one to do with phase 3, but you know, got to get better at the game. Okay, there was a little task for the shamans, just killing them without taking any damage. Very easy. Got a Kree Aura or Aviancy Slayer task, and it's one of my favourite solo methods at the moment. And that's a nice little armoured chestplate, so 26mm to the GP tile. Back to the bingo anyway, Le Mont Blanc with a Sanguinesti staff from the Theatre of Blood. That was tier 3 for the sniper tile, very nice. Time for another tile, and this one is the Invisible Archer. So, tier 1, the Zamorak Spear, Krill Suit Saroth, by the way, and tier 2, the Staff of the Dead, and tier 3, the Zamorak Hilt. And straight away, Shin bagging us a Zamorakian Spear. Fairly low KC for that one. I won't tell you how long it took me to get my first one and how many I've got in my total KC, but doesn't matter for the bingo. Skrig, who was probably our biggest spoon of the bingo, I think. Zamorak Hilt on her 69 KC, but no complaints from me, that's for sure. Time for another tile, and it was Why Are You Running? So that's Commander Ziliana, tier 1, Saradomin and Sword, tier 2, Sarah Hilt or ACB, and tier 3, Sarah Hilt and ACB. Le Mont coming in with tier 2 of a colourful reward, getting a crystal armour seed from the Corrupted Gauntlet, and now just the enhanced crystal weapon seed to finish off another tile there. A contribution from me, you're probably a bit surprised to see that, but a Saradomin sword from Commander Ziliana. I've seen quite a few of those, but happy to see another one on this occasion. Almost halfway into the bingo, and this is how the board is looking. So 4 out of 25 tiles currently completed, and all points obtained from those. 15 out of the 25 tiles unlocked and 10 still to unlock. So pretty good progress on most of these tiles, but still some milestones in a way, such as those nightmare items and the tome from the Surger and the enhanced crystal weapon seed, and also a pet as well, and of course the Thornberry and longest 99 Slayer and mining XP. That's just stuff to be done over time, so not based on RNG, which is one of the good aspects of the bingo. I think it's nice to have tiles where you're not just relying on luck. After that 69 KC Zami Hilt, Skrig goes and gets a 28 KC Armadillo crossbow. See what I was talking about? But yeah, we're very thankful. That meant another unlock was possible, so Dragon Slayer 3. So Tier 1 250 combined Vorkath KC, Tier 2 500 and Tier 3 750. On to the Surger tile and a Tome of Water for terrain. Very nice for the Tier 2, the Surger tile. Since we unlocked the hot place, there's been quite a few of the team doing Jads, and this was the final Jad courtesy of Skrig. So Tier 1 and Tier 2 of the hot place complete. Time for our next tile and Professional Teleporter, so Tier 1 Corporeal Beast, Spirit Shield, Holy Elixir and any Sigil. Lamont with some luck at the Nightmare, getting himself an Inquisitor's Plate Skirt from the Fasani's Nightmare. That was enough for Tier 2 of a Weird Dream tile. After no 1 in 2k or 1 in 3k pets for anybody in the team, Shin goes and pulls the 1 in 5k pet Zilliana on just 64 KC, and that is the tile A New Buddy complete. Time for a further 2 tiles to unlock, and it's holy moly, so Tier 1 750 Giant Mole KC, Tier 2 1500 and Tier 3 2500. So yeah, time for me to finally get the mole pet. Famous last words. Also Clueless to do with medium clues, so Tier 1 any mitre, Tier 2 matching mitre and cloak, and Tier 3 ranger boots. Shin had a back for this one, first of all pulling a cloak, then a mitre, then after just a few more clues, the matching cloak that we needed. As part of our Slayer XP, decided to do a Cerberus task, and this clip's quite funny to be honest. So I bowed, but I just got the crystal and didn't get the pets. So yeah, we're still unhappy here. Couple of master clues and 199k and 401k, but not a unique. Getting towards the final 5 tiles to unlock now. So this next one was Honest Thief. So thieving XP as the team, 5 mil, 10 mil and 15 mil. This is our board 3 weeks after the start of the bingo, so almost there now with the tiles to unlock, just 5 left. Fully completed 5 of the tiles, so plenty more points on offer from those others. And yes, just a reminder, it is the team with the most points who will win this bingo, so not necessarily the most tiles unlocked. So yeah, something for us to bear in mind. A nice easy Spirit Shield from the Corporeal Beast on 49 KC for Shin. That was followed by a 488 KC, had to work for that one a bit, didn't you, Skrig? Saradame and Hilt, and that is the Why Are You Running tile finished. From one God Wars dungeon boss to another, Collateral Damage, Kree Ara, so yeah, reference to the combat achievement there. Tier 1 Armadillo Helmet, Tier 2 Armadillo Chestplate or Chain Skirt, and Tier 3 Armadillo Hilt. A lovely Armadillo Hilt for Lamont, getting the hardest one out of the way first. Day 25 would prove to be quite a fruitful day for the Bodacious Beavers. Lamont blank with an Armadillo Chestplate, and then barely 8 kills later an Armadillo Helmet on 254 KC, so that was the Kree tile done. Smithy stepping in, getting a Holy Elixir from Corporeal Beast, just the sigil to go. And would you believe it, 46 KC, very shortly after the Elixir, a Elysian sigil for terrain, amazing. That is the Corporeal Beast tile finished, and also the GP in drops tile done at the same time, and a very, very juicy 450ml split for the two of them. Big congratulations. That helped the Beavers unlock another 2 tiles, so Danger Close related to the Wilderness bosses, so a Dragon Pickaxe, and a ring, and all 4 rings. The next tile, Never Lucky, was just to obtain any jar, so you'd have thought for me that probably shouldn't be a problem. It was Smithy who came up with the goods though, with a jar of dirt at the Kraken boss. That's meant we had enough points to unlock the final 2 tiles, a magical experience, so woodcutting XP as a team, and also boxed in, which was hunter XP as a team. Meanwhile, at the giant mole, just getting a load of KC there, this is a pretty good representation of how it was going. All tiles unlocked and just 5 days to go in the Rebirth bingo, so 10 out of 25 tiles fully completed and 15 more still with progress to be made. Just a reminder, we weren't allowed to see any of the other teams' boards, so we didn't have any idea how they were doing, and yeah, it made us all more motivated to finish strong. Super Lord LeFou with some Vetian KC and a Ring of the Gods on 83 kill count, so lovely job. That was tier 2 for our Danger Close tile. Just under 100 kills later, LeFou pulling a Dragon Pickaxe from Vetian, and tier 1 and tier 2 of Danger Close finish now. A frantic final day saw the team finish the KC at Vorkarth and finish Dragon Slayer 3 tiles, so yeah, 750 in total. Some relentless efforts with thieving as well over the past few days saw us get to tier 1 and tier 2 for the thieving XP as a team. And last but not least, Terrain following up that Elysian Sigil with a pair of Ranger Boots to finish the Clueless tile. And that was the bingo complete. A great effort from the team. In the end, 13 out of 25 tiles fully complete, and all of them were unlocked in the end. And tier 1 and tier 2, or even sometimes tier 3 of the other tiles were complete, and usually just the one missing, just to go through them. The wood cutting XP we unlocked a bit too late, so we didn't really get close to that. Danger Close, tier 3 required 4 rings, and that was always going to be a challenge. Hot Place, unfortunately we didn't get the 3 Infernal Capes. Honest Thief managed to get 10 of the 15 Mel XP. The Surger couldn't pull a Tome of Fire as well. A Weird Dream missing a Nightmare Staff and an Orb. The Invisible Archer missing a Staff of the Dead. Longest 99 missing 5 extra mil Slayer XP, but a decent effort nonetheless. Same with Boxed In, and Colourful Reward missing the Enhanced Crystal Weapon Seed. That brought our total points overall to 1060. Some clue scrolls to finish the video, and a Deerstalker from an Elite Clue, that is a new log slot for us. And a couple of Master Clues, 158k. And 279k. Not too much progress on the combat achievements, but a super fun episode in terms of doing loads of different content, both solo and with friends. A bit of a Nightmare KC, Corrupted Gauntlet KC, and various stuff to do with the bingo. Just a couple of tasks to tick off and increase our combat achievements tally. In terms of the collection log, a couple of items from Tazars, and a painful first unique from the Nightmare of Ashihama. That was the Jar of Dreams. And yet another jar on this cursed account for, well, it's this year. For getting jars anyway. If we get the Jar of Darkness, I might as well go for them all. An elite clue item to finish, and that was the Deerstalker. So then, you're probably asking, who won the bingo? Well, it came right down to the wire, and unfortunately, the Bodacious Beavers didn't quite get over the line. Coming second, as I said, with 1060 points. Big congratulations to the winners at Team 3 Head, who scored 1,140 points. So yes, very, very tight. And also commiserations to third place, which was Vermin Activity with 990. Some cash prizes for all of us, though. Mr. Scrig will be receiving mine for his exceptional contributions over the course of the month. An enormous thanks to Yokeski from Rebirth for organising the event, board and rules, and also thanks to all of those who helped to keep track, such as Hickmet and M. Dux. You know who you are. Well done to all of the teams, and a big thanks to my own teammates for pretty much carrying me through the month for the most part. I would highly recommend taking part in something like a bingo at some point during your time playing the game. It gives you that dopamine rush, even if you get a drop you've seen several times. I've probably seen about 25 Sarah Swords, but I was very happy to see that one. As I said, feel free to drop me a message in game if you would like to apply and join our clan, as we do events like these quite often, plus some other stuff too. The teamwork aspect of this bingo is great as well, and we really needed contributions from everyone to do as well as we did. Quick update on the videos. Group Iron Man was released at the start of the month, and I was considering doing a series for that, but in fact I've barely played my account and sort of let my team down, to be honest. They'll probably know what I'm talking about there, but my Old School RuneScape game time in general has been quite limited, anyway, due to work and family commitments mainly. I think from now I'm going to play more Group Iron Man for the next few weeks anyway, so there may or may not be some videos on that, and if there are I will try to make them different from the Winter Toe and Barrow's Gloves rushes you'll probably be seeing on most of the other channels. I was very disappointed to see that League 3 was cancelled just a couple of weeks before release, and I was probably going to do some kind of series on that, at least up until Christmas, but we'll be waiting until January now by the looks of it. Thank you for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.